I was falsely accused of harming a child while trying to save them. I endured violence, betrayal, and isolation, only to be proven innocent in the end. I work for an electric company, and get sent out mainly to check on power lines. During a routine check for outdated wiring, I ended up in a suburban neighborhood. I was at the top of the pole, doing my thing, when I heard a kid crying. I looked down and saw a baby crawling around in someone's backyard, wearing nothing but a diaper. I looked around and didn't see any parents, but assumed someone was just watching where I couldn't see them. A few minutes go by, and the kid is still crying, no parents, so I get worried. I head down and walk over to the house and start banging on the door, yelling if anyone is home. I get really worried at this point and call 911. I spoke to a lady, and explained the situation, and told her the address. She asked if I could somehow get into the backyard to check on the kid and maybe look in some windows on my way back there to see if anyone was inside. I say sure, and she mentions that a squad car is on the way. I go over to the fence and head inside the backyard looking for the kid. When I found him, he was covered in dirt, and stunk horribly. His diaper clearly hadn't been changed in a while. I'm reporting all of this to the 911 operator when I hear a gunshot go off. I got really freaking scared, grabbed the kid, and ran off. I dropped my phone at some point while I was running away, but all I could think was that some crazy was shooting a gun while this kid was left alone. I even thought for a second that maybe someone inside had done it to themselves. All I knew was I was keeping that kid safe. I'm hiding out in my car at this point, when I see the squad car pass by me and head straight for the house. As I approach, I see the cops talking to this couple that look messed up as hell. Dirty clothes, saggy eyes, they were clearly on something. Suddenly the woman turns towards me and starts screaming. The guy with her bolts straight at me and decks me in the face. Next thing I know, he's grabbing the kid and I'm getting cuffed by the cops. I was so out of it, and it wasn't until they were dragging me to their squad car that I managed to find my voice. I started explaining how I was the one who called 911. And I found the kid in the backyard all messed up. Someone shot at me, so I took him to safety until they could get here. The woman comes up, tears running down her eyes, saying their baby was not in that horrible condition when they last saw him. I said, yeah, no poop, because you left him outside. She starts insisting she would never do that to her baby, and that I must have done something horrible to the kid after stealing him right out of their backyard. The guy admits he did shoot at me, but because he saw me stealing his child. I tell the cops this is crazy, and they can just check with the 911 operator about the whole thing. The cops shoved me in the car and said they'd check my story, then went back to the parents. A few minutes later, both cops get back into the car and drive away, leaving the kid with the couple. I started freaking out, asking what was going on, and why they were leaving the kid with a couple that obviously ignored their child. They told me to shut up, and that a disgusting pig like me didn't deserve to speak, that I'd get my day in court, and I'd suffer in jail for what I had done. I told them I didn't do anything, and to check with the 911 operator again. They told me no one working right now got a call like mine, nor was there anything reported in the system. They took me in and booked me. I called my girlfriend, and told her to get me a lawyer ASAP because I was being accused of something I didn't do. I was in the holding cell for not even an hour before the others in the cell with me heard what I had been accused of, and I got severely beaten. They had to take me to the hospital, and handcuff me to the bed. Everyone at the hospital treated me like I was trash, and I still have a broken bone that will never fully recover because I know that the doctor didn't do everything he could to help me. I got news from a cop while in the hospital, who told me the parents were pressing charges, and I was going to jail for a long time. It wasn't until a week later, when my lawyer came through and found the 911 operator I was talking to. Apparently, after I dropped my phone, she tried to call it back but didn't get an answer. She got up to get a coffee, and someone who had just clocked in logged her out of her computer without saving the report she was typing up about me. That was why I wasn't in the system. She ended up leaving a little after that, and that was why when they called in to see if any of the operators knew about my call, no one answered. I was released a little bit after that, and immediately went home to see my girlfriend, only to find she had packed up all of her things and left. She left me a note, saying she couldn't be with a man she would think for even a second did what I had been accused of. When I finally bought myself a new phone, I had a lot of messages on all my socials from people I had known my entire life, calling me a pedo and telling me I deserved to die. The only positive text was from my mom, who told me she heard I had been proved innocent and released, and she wanted me to call her to hear my voice. I met with my lawyer later that day and he told me that CPS showed up and investigated the couple with a cop, only to find the couple passed out from shooting themselves up, and the baby, once again alone, in a soiled diaper. They took the kid into foster care and the couple got arrested. Their charge against me was dropped. He said I still had a court date, where the operator would have to testify about everything that happened, but that it was all going to be okay. I doubted that, since a lot of people in my life were still refusing to talk to me. Apparently, even if you are proven innocent, the feeling of disgust doesn't just go away once you've envisioned someone having done a horrible act. I can't really blame them, but still,